Please welcome Mr. Kanishka with a huge round of applause.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. And thanks to the UBS team for giving me this slot to talk about how we are solving some of the challenges that the esteemed guests and speakers mentioned in the panels as well as their speaker sessions preceding this session. All right, so before we delve into all of that, let me quickly introduce Axestrack. So Axestrack is a technology company, and we are on a mission to empower global shippers as well as carriers with actionable insights and intelligent business insights using technology to streamline their entire supply chain and road logistics operations. We've been in the business of providing logistics solutions for about a decade and a half right now. Our platform is a very enriched platform with more than about 4.5 lakh plus points of interest. Every point of interest, whether every unloading location, loading location, any dhaba, any toll booth, anything that happens on the Indian highways is all mapped on our AI-enriched digital platform. We started as a fleet owner ourselves, which gave us a first-hand experience of the challenges that actual logistics operations they face. And based on that, we're not some company that started in a AC office. We actually burnt our hands, we learned from our mistakes, and then we built the technology stack that enables and supports the logistics operations for organizations in a lot of industry verticals across the country. We are a completely bootstrapped company with zero external investments. And why I'm mentioning this is because this gives us the independence to focus on what matters, the customer needs, without any external pressure for focus on the top lines and the bottom lines. We continue to have our independent thinking, which is completely focused on what the customer needs are and not what any investor would want out of us. Our platforms have evolved. So we spoke a lot about the infusion of AI into supply chain and how to use that. So I'm going to go a lot more into how we are adopting AI and how our core engine is completely built on a variety of, it builds on algorithms and a lot of neural learnings, etc., and how we have adopted AI to solve the challenges that logistics operations face on a day-to-day basis. We have a global presence with about 400 to 500 feet on ground. Our headquarters is in Jaipur in India. We have presence in a lot of major cities within India and also global presence in Middle East as well as US. Why I'm mentioning this is because one of the speakers actually mentioned in the morning that we should learn from the global practices and bring them into India. And that's why I'm mentioning this specifically, because we have experienced that a lot. We've brought a lot of best practices that organizations in US and Middle East are adopting to make their own entire supply chain operations more efficient. We've brought a lot of those innovations in India. And interestingly, we've learned a lot from the Indian ecosystem, and actually a lot of those learnings we've been able to take to some of these developed nations. And you'd be surprised. If we have time, I will talk, and we can always have an offline conversation about what we learned from India and actually took to the US, what we learned from US and brought it back to India. So we're the only company from this region who Gartner included in their market guide for fleet management. We're the only company ever to be part of this elite list with top 10 to 15 companies across the globe, specifically for fleet management. And this entire evaluation was based on the feedback from our esteemed customers, as well as Gartner's team's own evaluation of the strength of our platform. Now, the interesting thing is the special thing that they found, there were a lot of companies whose strength lied in their IoT or in their telematics layers. However, they specially included Axestrack because of how we are adopting AI into our entire platform. As a result of the strength of our services and the platform, we work with almost all the marquee customers in the industry, in several industry segments. Almost all the top players in core manufacturing who have large-scale logistics operations, almost all of them, whether it is cement industry, whether it is automobile, metals, and so on and so forth, FMCG, e-commerce, almost every top player today uses one or the other of our solutions. So let's spend few minutes on going through the key challenges that today's supply chain managers and logistics heads face. So Gartner conducted a survey where they interviewed a lot of supply chain heads and logistics heads across large enterprises and asked them what are their top challenges. And almost all of them mentioned definitely that cost is one of their top challenge. Almost 1/3 of them rated this as one of their top 3 challenges. Then the problem of, and I'm sure when it comes to cost, everybody in India agrees to that. Kitna kam ho sake cost, especially in some of these segments. When we talk of cement, for example, it's a very important factor. Then decision-making speed and quality. Now here, sorry, was somebody saying something? Sorry. So decision-making speed and quality. Here again, because the entire supply chain operations, they run in various silos, and the previous speaker also mentioned about it from Prism Johnson. They mentioned about it also, that entire operations, they are working in silos. There are multiple different applications, and there is no single unifying platform, which affects the ability to take quick decisions and quality decisions. Then lack of visibility. There's no single unifying platform, and all of you, I'm sure, would agree, especially this is more intense in cases of large fleet owners, where for everything, you have a different platform. You want to do video telematics, you have a separate platform. You want to have a visibility of your entire fleet operations, you have a separate telematics platform. You want to have, if you have, let's say, for example, reefer vehicles, you have a separate platform for temperature monitoring. There's no single layer, and that makes operations extremely uncoordinated and challenging at multiple levels. And similar is the story when we talk of consigners. There is no one unifying platform and no single source of truth. I think again, morning, it was the gentleman from Sugar Cosmetics who mentioned that what we need is a single source of truth. And that's exactly something that in Gartner survey, that resonated in the Gartner survey also. Then obsolete supply chain business applications. A lot of large organizations, and you'd be surprised that these are really big companies with thousands of trips happening out of their plants on a daily basis, still running on obsolete technologies with almost zero AI infusion, or even their tech stack has not evolved. It's still 15 years, 20 years old. And that poses a very big challenge, because then you're not agile. Oh, you're already, okay, I'll quickly move because, and then cross-functional collaboration is a big challenge. The teams don't work in sync. So before I go into how Axestrack solves all of these challenges, let me quickly run through what lies at the center of our offerings. It's our AI engine. So Axestrack's AI engine, it continuously ingests and absorbs a vast amount of AI-enriched historical data and real-time inputs from a variety of sources. Then, through a series of elimination as well as selection algorithms, the AI engine uncovers intricate patterns in vehicle behavior, driver behavior, route optimization, and variety of operational inefficiencies, all the while utilizing neural networks to process complex geospatial data. Then, once the entire data is absorbed and analyzed, the deep tech stack further enhances the data accuracy and situational understanding of your fleet, where it is, what is the situation on ground. It uses a lot of deep learning and AI algorithms to understand what is the situation actually the fleet is in, whether it is loaded, unloaded, and where it is actually, if it is having a halt, then it uses various situational analysis to understand whether it's an unloading halt or it is a halt for some other reason, maybe to fill diesel in it, or maybe a toll, or maybe some other reason. It analyzes a lot of real-time data to enhance this situational understanding. And using all of this, it ensures that every mile that's traveled, every halt that's taken is meticulously analyzed. So this intelligent engine understands and processes the data and enables dynamic real-time optimizations and proactive interventions. And the beauty is that as the number of trips increase, as it gets more and more historical data, it learns through supervised learning methods or unsupervised learning methods, reinforced learning, it becomes more and more accurate. True AI ML into picture here. So we see, and a lot of my customers are sitting in the audience today, and I'm sure they would agree as well, they see higher and higher accuracy till it reaches terminal limits with time. The system becomes intelligent and learns on its own. So that's what lies at the center of our entire offering. And it generates a lot of key benefits. It gets you a very high accurate freight billing, because then your unloading locations are identified with a very high accuracy by the system in itself without much manual intervention. It prevents unauthorized unloading. You would have seen that there are a lot of business territory rules which always get, the sales team will always try to encroach, and all of those kind of challenges, all of those can get avoided. Eliminates geofence violations. It optimizes detention time. One of the speakers spoke about detentions. How do we control that? For that, you need to have accurate, exact information of what's happening with your thousands of vehicles fleet on ground. And any deviations from your standard processes or standard operations need to be caught quickly and acted upon. So that lies in the center of our entire offering, the AI engine. Then how we have assimilated that or absorbed that into our connected operating system for logistics. Now this is a platform plus services model through which we address almost all of the challenges that today's supply chain managers face globally. So at the bottom is what we called as the visibility or the C layer. If you see, the connected engine gathers information from a variety of disparate sources. So it brings everything all together, whether it's your video telematics or whether it is your GPS devices, Axestrack's own devices, or 120 plus other GPS partners that we have. Government portals, ULIP, Vahan, Sarathi, variety of ERPs and TMSs. Then any third-party systems or 3PL systems that you use. It integrates FASTag, toll data, etc., your temperature data, your fuel sensor data, you just name it. All of that gets integrated through the connected engine and it's put into a unified data lake. That's what we call as the visibility layer. So it solves the problem of having bringing all my systems onto a single platform. Then the AI engine, which I just explained in my previous slide, it understands and learns from this plethora of data. And then the cognitive data hub is the actual analytics layer, where as an output, it gives you a variety of deep tech, a variety of actionable insights, a variety of analytics and smart reports in intelligent dashboards. We use almost all the business intelligence platforms that are there. All of them can be integrated. If you're a user of Tableau, you can have these dashboards created on Tableau or BI or any other open source platform as well. And apart from that, we also have something called as a managed control tower. Just 2 minutes. I'll just take 2 minutes. It's the last slide. Okay. We also have a service called as a managed control tower. Almost every speaker has spoken about control tower today. How managed control tower is different from that. So traditionally, control towers have been just few people sitting in let's say a knock center, and then making calls frantically and getting data from variety of sources and making calls constantly. That's what traditional control tower looks like. However, our managed control tower is a GenAI enabled deep tech platform which involves a huge amount of automation. Because if you see your control tower, the patterns are same. The patterns for getting information or taking actions are pretty much same. So what we have done is we have introduced a lot of automation. Again, it's a GenAI based platform. We use a variety of communication tools that integrate with your internal as well as our platform, with your internal systems as well as our platforms. And the benefits that it gives is that it solves the problem of stakeholder coordination. It solves the problem of making real-time interventions based on the intelligent business insights that our analytics platform gives. And it solves the problem. See, visibility का मैं क्या करूं? Learn भी कर लिया, understand भी कर लिया, अगर मैं उस पर action नहीं ले सकता हूं, तो फायदा क्या है? There is no benefit unless I'm acting on what I'm seeing and understanding and learning. So this solves that entire problem end to end. Also, the reason why managed control tower from Axestrack is a very useful thing is because, again, a lot of speakers spoke about the challenges that they face because of the lack of people who are techno-savvy when it comes to logistics and supply chain. This industry is still not as advanced, especially when we talk of people at the middle and the lower layers. In terms of technology adoption, somebody spoke about adoption as well today morning. So it was all like deja vu. That's exactly. So we started with managed control tower to solve that problem because all these insights that we were giving were of no use. There was no action happening by the team on ground, by the plant team or by my logistics control, center of excellence. And so that's why we came up with the managed control tower. So I think I'm hugely out of time. So while the connected operating system, what we call as Axestrack OS, AOS, solves the problem end to end, we also solve the problem of breadth. Our entire portfolio of solution takes care of all your logistics needs, whether it is inbound or in-plant movement or outbound movement, automations related to that, whether it is your managed control tower for actions. We also do port automation and a lot of digital utilities that solve your day-to-day issues. With that, I think I've come to the last slide. Anything that you want to, I'm open to question and answers if I have time. Otherwise, I'm here.
Yeah, we can take that offline, sir.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you. Can we have a huge round of
Thanks a
applause
lot
for
for
Mr.
listening to
Kanishka?
me patiently.